We know that the Velma series has completely butchered the source material, and that being Scooby-Doo, and also having terrible writing in the show. It is no surprise that when it comes to this series, no one likes it, not even the people it's trying to pander to in the first place, with the show involving gender identity politics and all that other nonsense involving with the show's characters and jokes. It has failed with that. And before we continue on with the new article, I just want to thank you all for getting me past 100 subscribers. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subbed yet, please do so. It is free. And if you guys don't enjoy my content, you can unsub anytime. No harm done. And now let's continue on with the new article. We are now seeing Mindy Kaling has also ruined the reputation of her own people, as now we are having South Asians as well as Indians ripping into Mindy Kaling's Velma series because of essentially of her character Velma continuing to call herself in the show as being a loser and not good looking. And in return, what are we seeing? We are seeing people of these ethnicities and backgrounds feeling ashamed of it. And Mindy hasn't done this once but multiple times when it comes to her portraying herself in these shows. As the article continues, in this series, Velma is portrayed as a nerdy, unattractive misfit, something that Kaling's critics says she's been doing too often with South Asian girls on screen. And let's also not forget that Velma is an absolute dick in the show and treats people like shit. She even wrongfully accused Fred of murdering someone. You don't joke about that stuff. If that were to happen in real life, a man's life could get ruined and his career forever ruined as well. But here we are, Velma being an absolute dick. Continuing on, we've seen this before from Kaling with Never Have I Ever, The Mindy Project, and The Office. And the common denominator is that Kaling was involved in writing all of them. And what's another common denominator, you may ask, is that she portrays herself in every damn show as herself. Continue to complain that she's not good looking, or that she's ugly, or that she's a loser, or being afraid and embarrassed of her skin color. And what does that ultimately do? You have people that are fans of hers look up to her and are also feeling ashamed of it and ultimately making themselves feel like shit because of her. As we even see right here, one TikToker called out a scene in which another character makes fun of Velma's hairy gorilla arms and ripped her for making brown girls feel bad about themselves. With this, we have the caption, just Mindy Kaling to turn even Scooby-Doo into another platform to portray Indian girls as losers who need to completely change their external appearance to be deemed worthy of respect. And what is, I truly hope no kids are watching this show. Because if they are, their minds will get twisted and they will start to think of themselves as being losers, ugly, and all that other nonsense because of Mindy Kaling portraying herself within this show. Just because Mindy Kaling is ugly and a piece of shit doesn't mean everyone else that are either South Asians or Indians doesn't mean the same thing for them. So screw Mindy Kaling for doing this shit. One Twitter user wrote, I'm happy Mindy Kaling's style of writing brown girls that hate themselves wasn't around when I was younger and only became a thing when I was at the age where I loved my heritage and skin color. I can't imagine being young and already self-conscious and then seeing that portrayal. Once again, we are going to be seeing younger kids start to feel ashamed of themselves because of people like Mindy Kaling. And the only success that Mindy has ever had was The Office. That is what cemented her legacy, was The Office. Everything else that I've seen her in or heard about her has ultimately been shit. That is just showing you what kind of person Mindy Kaling is and using the power of the success of her being in The Office. Another TikToker made a few videos pointing out problematic scenes from some of Kaling's projects, including Velma and the sex lives of college girls. In one of her videos, a TikToker says, Mindy Kaling, just because you are an Indian loser does not mean Indians are losers. Amen to that. This is what people need to start realizing. Just because some person is a piece of shit that thinks of themselves as poorly being a piece of shit doesn't mean everyone else of those ethnicities are what that person is. And I'm just happy seeing that Mindy Kaling just continuing to get all this criticism because of how fucking terrible of a job she's been doing these past years. Continuing on, Mindy Kaling needs to stop portraying Indian girls as losers. I'm personally extremely cool and sick of it, wrote another Twitter user. And it just continues on. Here's another one. It's a wild to me that Velma was the thing that sparked all the Mindy Kaling criticism. Mindy always strived for white validation in her work. She wrote this scene, a young Indian girl eagerly rejects her culture because she thinks having a white boyfriend is better and more appealing. I am just happy we're continuing to see Mindy Kaling fail and face all this backlash and criticism. I truly hope that it tarnishes her career and that she doesn't continue to work in this industry and ruin even more future IPs in the future. Anyways, I like your guys' thoughts on this. If you guys enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.